Hi, welcome back into the channel. It's been a little while since I put up a video, so sorry about that. Thanks again to everyone that subscribed and liked, disliked, comment. Again, just interacting with the video I think helps. So today I want to talk about the Red Wing Iron Ranger. And I know these have been talked to death on YouTube and everywhere else on blogs and all that because they're such an iconic heritage boot from obviously one of the great American brands. So this is the Red Wing Iron Ranger in the copper rough and tough. It's the model 8085. And this is in a 7 size 7 double E. I'll get into the sizing in a little bit because I'll tell you about my experience at the Red Wing store. So obviously this is a all leather cap toe boot with a Goodyear welt construction. I think it's a 270-degree Goodyear welt construction, and you see they sew all the way to the bottom of the sole. And then in the back it is nailed in, so you can see hopefully the nails there really well actually. So it uses a very thick leather insole and just has a little sock liner, which unfortunately I can't get on there very well, at the heel, probably about that much, and then the rest is that thick leather insole. And then for the midsole, you see it doesn't look like it has a midsole, but obviously because it's a Goodyear welted construction, there's that gap it creates between the bottom and the insole. So for the midsole, it's cork, which will mold to your feet probably even better than leather. And it gets replaced when you get it resoled. They scrape out all the cork, put in new cork, and then put on a new sole. So I've had these. I bought them probably in March. March was a big boot buying bonanza for me. I bought these. I bought 2 pairs of Thursdays. Couple Jim Green custom boots were ordered then. I don't know. Something happened in March where I just went crazy and added too many boots to the collection. So anyway, getting back to these. So like I said, they're Goodyear welted with a cork midsole, leather insole, and then they have a Vibram outsole, which this is one of the boots I have, or one of the few pairs of boots I have that have a really, really pronounced heel. The Numzon boots that I have with the Jim Green frog grip sole, it's not quite, I don't know, maybe it doesn't feel as pronounced because this is a very hard plastic and the other one's a softer, not plastic, but a hard rubber, and the other one's more of a softer rubber. So yeah, I had wanted these for a long time. I really like the look of them, the construction. They're really well oiled. In fact, you can see some of these scratches here, if you just rub on it long enough, it starts to move that oil around, and the marks start to come out of the boot, which is pretty cool. I have kind of dry skin, so it probably just made a larger mark, but it actually does work when you do that. So anyway, like I said, I've had them for a little while. I mostly wore them, I've been wearing them around the house, just trying to break them in, because I always had heard, or read and heard, that they have such a devastating break-in period that it's just a really hard boot to break in. But I have not found that to be the case at all. I think it's a little bit overhyped. I don't know why. Maybe people are trying to get less people to buy them so they look more unique. I don't know. Who knows? But I wore them around the house for a few weeks with pretty thin socks because of, they felt a little constricted at first, and then I've kind of gradually used thicker socks as they've gotten broken in. But I haven't found the break-in to be very difficult at all. It's a pretty comfortable, I don't want to say right out of the box, but pretty comfortable within a few hours of wear. So I would go into the full construction, but everyone knows everything about these. They got the quadruple stitching on the toe cap, the triple stitching throughout on those old sewing machines that pull the wax or pull the thread through wax as they sew it, so it seals. And they train special technicians to repair these machines, so everyone knows all of that, I think. But so I want to talk a little bit about my experience going into the Red Wing stores. I went to my local one. It's just like maybe 5 or 6 miles, maybe 7 miles from the house, to go in and get fitted and then look for some boots. I didn't want to order them online because I just really wasn't sure about the size. So I went through their fitting process, which they have you take a few steps back and forth across this mat, and then it's kind of laser scanning everything and picking up the heat map from the bottom of your feet, I assume. And they said I was a 9 double E, which there's no way that's accurate. That a 9 double E would just be like wearing skis for me. So in Jim Green's I wear an 8, and so they brought out a 9E, and I told them, I don't think it's gonna fit, but you can bring it out anyway. And I tried it on, and of course it was just way too big. So it went down to a 8. They brought out the 9 double E because they measured me at double E, and then they brought out the 8 double E, and that was too big. And so I got a 7.5 double E in the amber harness at first, and I'm like, okay, let me try these. It feels like it might be, it felt a little tight, but that's how it's supposed to be, right? You're supposed to be tight and you stretch it out. So okay, I tried that. Wore it around the house, just on the carpet and the hard floors, and didn't want to wear it outside because I wasn't sure about the size. And it was too big. So I went back and I asked them for a 7 double E, and they didn't have it at this store, so I had to go about 40 miles to the other store, which was fine because my mom lives in the same city where the other store was. So I'm like, okay, I'll go visit my mom and I'll pick up some shoes. And I went there, and they didn't have the amber harness in size 7, so a 7 double E. So I got the copper rough and tufts in size 7 double E. And while I was there, I thought, you know what, maybe these just aren't the shoes for me. Maybe I need to get something else. And I really like the 1907 mock toe, so I thought I'd try out the 1907 mock toe. And they didn't have double E, so I was like, okay, well, let's just try the Iron Rangers then. And so I ended up picking up the copper rough and tough, and I'm glad I did. It's an interesting color. I like how it's very light here, and then it's kind of darker around the back. And again, there's a lot of oil in here, so it really changes as you walk and move, and then you can rub everything out. So it's pretty nice. So I don't know. I couldn't figure out how their shoe measuring tools could be so far off for a store that is, they're renowned for their shoes and getting the right fit, and then obviously their great warranties. I mean, the stores were packed, both stores, and there were probably half as many people there just doing, repairs or getting the replacement shoelaces or shines and things like that, as there were people that were actually looking for new shoes. So, while I was waiting, I ended up picking up also the Bison belt that they have. So this is the Bison belt number 96509. I don't know if I can get it to focus there, but yeah, there we are. So this belt is really nice. It's got a lot of oil in it too. You get that sort of a pull-up effect. And again, you can rub out the scratches on this too. It's got nice hardware, dark hardware. I think it looks great. Smells great. It smells like good leather. I'm starting to get it a little worn in here. You can see it's getting a lot of wear. But really nice belt. I'm happy I got it. So anyway, I just wanted to put up a video, talk about something other than Jim Green for a change, because I do have a lot of their boots, but I also had these, like I said, these Red Wing Iron Rangers that I'm really happy with. Wore them all day yesterday. Went out and about, went to visit my mom, went to Costco, did a few other things, and they were great. I mean, they felt great. I mean, you can't even, man, these are some strong soles, because, we were out walking on the concrete and stuff and the asphalt. Can't even tell. So anyway, everyone knows these are great boots. Just for me, it was, just learning for myself firsthand how great they are. So anyway, I'm glad I bought them, and I think you guys should check them out. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, dislike, comment, subscribe. It would be fantastic. And we'll see you next time.